Well, good morning. It's Erin Esser from Morning Minutes with Erin. It is April 14th, and today's message is again from a soul perspective. And we have Aries at this degree around, and it's called the double promise. So, what that means, or how I interpret that meaning, is if um, there's a couple things that you can do, but one of the thing I'm going to really lean into, the meaning that I'm going to really lean into, is that this is all about holding the vision of who we are, and again, going back over the days to look at the other energies to see how this has led up to this right now. But it's about holding the vision of what it is, so that even when something comes in to seemingly sidetrack you, or a seemingly negative thing happening, that to remember to turn your head. Remember to turn your head and say, okay, what is coming though? What is the blessing from this? So it's to not interpret that a perceived negative event based on our mind, right, is actually negative. That it's actually leading you closer to your vision, to what you want, to who you are, and to hold that truth deep within you. Even the body part that this is, that this energy corresponds with, it's and I'm not going to be able to pronounce it. It's a long word. It's like stenos mustard something muscle. It's a muscle in the neck, but it's this muscle that allows us to turn our head, right? So I look at that as like, okay, when something happens, all right, don't focus on the potential negativity, right? Say you're driving on the road, you get a flat tire or whatever, you're like, oh my gosh, I was supposed to be in this important meeting or meet, whatever it is, right? But what if you turned your head and then you started to see, okay, where is this leading me to that I need to trust, right? The wise soul is always trusting and surrendering to the path, and knowing that there are things that happen along our path that may, from the mind, right, seem to be derailing us. But if we're coming from a heart space, we know and we trust that we're okay. And this is also the thing I think about a double promise, is the mind and the heart, right? Like how connected is our mind, right? And our heart. So that is really the message today. Whatever happens today that is seemingly negative, turn your head and expect, not only, hope for, but almost expect that life is leading you to exactly, maybe even better, maybe even, and it's going to be different, but maybe it's better, right? The mind doesn't always know, but our heart does. So our soul knows. So keep that in mind today. And what else is I want to mention? Oh yeah, yesterday. So what were you focusing on yesterday afternoon? I mentioned this yesterday in the video, but Pluto and the moon conjuncted for the first time in Aquarius. Only time we've ever seen in our lives. This has never happened before in our lifetime. And this really sets the stage for the emotional focus, for the years to come. So I know for myself, I didn't do a whole lot yesterday. I was kind of tired, and I just felt like I needed to rest. I've been pushing myself a lot, not pushing myself, but I've been doing a lot, pushing my edge, I guess. And the last 2 days have been kind of like one where I've had to really tune into like what where I'm at and just rest a little bit. But I ended up watching this amazing, oh my gosh, when I put it on my Facebook feed, this historical view on the female Illuminati and uncovering a lot of the mystery, right, of our history. Mystery of our history. That rhymes. Didn't plan that. So I did that, and then I talked to my daughter, and she's been on a journey as well too, of realizing that life isn't what it seems and going beneath the surface. And so that's the conversations that I've had, really around uncovering the surface layer that we live on, right? This 3D realm that we live on. And knowing that, yeah, we can live here, but I'm not of it. It is that it's interesting. Here's the interesting thing. Yesterday I mentioned this. It's in the Bible, it's in Sufism, it's in a lot of different things. The saying of living in the world, but not of it, right? It's not just in the Bible. It's in other religious texts. It's in other holy texts. I mentioned that to my daughter last night, and she's like, "Oh, wow, that's really good." And then today, as I look at the Sabian symbol, that is actually the quote that is put on in this for today's energy: being in the world, but not of it. So I feel like that is going to be the energy that's going to carry us through, at least from a collective way. And so look at what it is for your own life. Like, what were you focusing on? What were you talking about? What were your conversations yesterday afternoon? And I'm talking Eastern time. So wherever you are in the world, coordinate your time for that. But, and then let's play with this, right? Let's see, is this the theme that we're going to see in our own lives and in the collective, right? So, the uncovering of the veil, so to speak, detachment, right? Which is so Aquarius, right? But being in, so recognizing that we're here, but how can I visualize this? How can I acknowledge everything that's going on, but not attach myself to any particular thing around it? I'm paying attention to what's happening, but I'm not attaching any emotion, an emotional reaction to any of it. Not getting wrapped up in it. So anyway, that is really like the deeper meaning of today. So, and you can even apply that to if something negative happens to you today. All right, don't attach yourself to it. All right. So it's like being in your reality, but not attached to it. Observe it. I mean, like, oh, okay, this is interesting. This is happening right now. I wonder what else, I wonder what path life is leading me on right now, or God or spirit or universe or whatever. And trusting that so strong and expecting it. It's not just airy fairy trust. It's literally just expecting it. Like, no, I know that I'm being led in the right way, no matter what happens, and trust that. So that is the energy today. And I will be here tomorrow. I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye.